If you own a turbo diesel engine, listen to me very carefully, because chances are you're making a silent mistake that could completely destroy your engine. Not today, not tomorrow, but gradually, like poison in your fuel lines, eating away at your turbo, choking your pistons, and frying your system from the inside out. And the worst part? You won't even know it's happening. See, diesel engines are tough. That's why people love them. Power, torque, long life, they're built to last. But the turbo is different. It's not tough. It's delicate, it's precision engineered, and it's constantly under brutal pressure. The moment you step on the gas, it spins at over 200,000 RPM, faster than a jet turbine. And when you switch off your engine immediately after driving, especially after a hard run, you just left your turbo to die. Because here's what no one tells you. When you turn off your engine right after driving, your oil flow stops, but your turbo is still red hot, still boiling, still desperate for lubrication. And without oil circulating, the leftover oil inside the turbo starts cooking. It breaks down, it carbonizes, it leaves behind thick, sticky sludge that slowly clogs the oil passages and suffocates your turbo from the inside. That's how turbo failures start, not with a bang, but with a quiet habit you thought was harmless. Let me make this painfully clear. If you keep shutting off your turbo diesel right after parking, you're literally murdering your turbo with your own hands. And the cost? $1,500 to $3,000 for a new turbo, plus downtime, plus towing. And if the broken turbo sends fragments into your engine, say goodbye to your pistons too. This one simple habit separates smart diesel owners from the ones who end up crying at the mechanic. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to expose the 5 worst post-driving habits that silently destroy turbo diesel engines. Starting with the most common one, you've probably done this week. Let's begin. 1. Shutting the engine off immediately after driving. This is the #1 killer of turbo diesels, and it happens every single day. Especially after highway runs, towing, or hill climbs, your turbo is extremely hot. When you switch the engine off immediately, oil circulation stops instantly, but the turbo is still glowing red. What happens next? The oil left inside the turbo burns, breaks down, and forms carbon deposits. Over time, this clogs the oil passages, restricts lubrication, and leads to complete turbo failure. And here's the sick part. You won't even notice until it's too late. What to do instead? Let your engine idle for 1 to 2 minutes before turning it off. That lets the turbo cool down slowly while oil keeps circulating, preventing heat damage. This one tiny habit will literally double your turbo's life. 2. But what you just did is called cold boosting, and it's a turbo's worst nightmare. When your engine is cold, your oil is thick, it hasn't warmed up, it hasn't circulated properly, and your turbo is spinning without proper lubrication. Imagine running a marathon with dry joints. That's what you're doing to your turbo. Correct habit. Wait at least 3 to 5 minutes before heavy acceleration. Let the oil thin and circulate. Warm oil equals healthy turbo equals long-lasting performance. 3. Ignoring oil change intervals. Turbo diesels are not forgiving when it comes to dirty oil. That oil isn't just for the engine, it's life support for the turbo. Dirty oil contains microscopic metal particles that turn into liquid sandpaper, slowly grinding down your turbo bearings. Even worse, if you're using low-quality oil or skipping oil changes altogether, you're asking for catastrophic failure. What to do? Use high-quality synthetic oil, change it on time or earlier, and never trust long drain intervals unless the oil is specifically rated for your turbo diesel. Your turbo lives or dies based on your oil. 4. Revving the engine right before switching off. Many diesel owners have this old habit. Give it a good rev, then turn it off. They think it clears the engine or sounds cool. But here's what really happens. When you rev the engine, your turbo spins up fast. Then you shut it down right away. leaving the turbo red hot again with zero oil flow. That's a death sentence for your bearings. Better habit. If you must rev, which you shouldn't, at least let the engine idle for a minute after, otherwise you're just sabotaging your own machine. 5. Using cheap or incorrect fuel. Turbo diesels are fuel-sensitive machines. The wrong fuel doesn't just affect performance, it destroys injectors, pistons, and the turbo itself. Cheap diesel often contains more sulfur, water content, or impurities that build up in your combustion chamber. And what does a dirty burn mean? More soot, more carbon buildup, and more back pressure on your turbo. Over time, this chokes the system and increases the turbo's workload until it fails. Solution: only use top-tier diesel fuel from trusted stations. Consider using fuel system cleaners and diesel additives that reduce soot and lubricate injectors. What's the worst diesel habit you've seen people do without realizing it's killing their engine? Drop it in the comments. Let's see who really knows how to treat their turbo right. And if you've ever made one of these mistakes yourself, just say guilty. You're not alone. We've all learned the hard way.